What's up, bud? What are you staring at? Happy Sunday. Let's see if anybody comes on, bud. We're going live again. And Calvin knows what that means. Hopefully people jump on. We'll see. Hey, Peter, how are you? Happy Sunday to you. We're doing okay. We're doing pretty good. How are you doing? Happy November 3rd, the day that we turn back the clocks here in the United States. So today we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm just curious to see how people feel about that, sort of their experience with it. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, Peter. It's really good to hear. So, Peter, in the UK, do they turn back the clocks for fall? And if so, do they do it this weekend or did they do it a different time? I feel like in Europe, they may do it a little bit earlier than us. Hey, Michael, how are you? Happy Sunday. Welcome in. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Yeah, he's a cute Boston. He's got a nice look to him. Very nice markings, and a cutie for sure. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Yeah, he loves to be swaddled up. A lot of times he'll scratch at the blanket for me to cover him. So yeah, he definitely a lot of times prefers to be covered. Hi, Yvette. How are you? Happy Sunday to you guys. Hey, everyone. I appreciate if you hit that like button. We have 8 in the chat. We got 1 like so far. And Calvin on cue is probably going to be leaving the couch and going into the kitchen because he knows usually there are some treats involved. Where you going, huh? Where you going? How about back on the couch? Hey, Sherry, how are you? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Okay, so Peter, you guys do it a little bit earlier than us, which I thought was the case. So yeah, again, this will be probably another shorter live stream. We probably won't go more than 30 minutes. It is football Sunday, and I know that's important to folks, and also we want to watch the game too. But figured we would come on live, and today we're going to talk about the time change. And just curious, I guess my first question is, for those of you in the chat, how do you feel about just the concept of daylight savings time? Both moving the clocks back and forward. Do you guys think it's a good idea? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Yes, he is definitely a stinker. Hey, John, how are you? Thanks for being here. Yeah, that's too funny. Yeah, Calvin always goes to the kitchen whenever we go live. He knows that he gets treats. Charlie Chiggy, wow, Calvin and Jeff. I finally found out why I haven't been catching your lives. My bell was disabled, but now it's on. Anyways, I've got to run. I'm late, but just stopping in to show support. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that, Charlie. Have a great day. So anyways, as far as my question goes, how do I feel about it? I'm not a huge fan of the daylight savings time or just the time change in general. I get why they do it, and it may make sense in some parts of the country versus others. And where I live in the Northeast, it probably makes sense to do it. Basically before this weekend, when I get up for work at about 6:30, it's still dark out. So, with kids going to school, particularly those who might need to catch buses or wait at bus stops, my guess is that they really don't want kids waiting in the dark for buses while they're getting ready to go to school. So now by pushing the hour back, when I wake up tomorrow to go to work at about 6:30, it will be light out. So I'm pretty sure that's probably a big reason why they do it. I don't know if it has anything to do with conservation of energy. I think I've heard something like that, but I don't know how true that is. But I definitely am not a fan. I'd rather have it be dark in the morning and a little bit lighter in the evening. That's just a personal opinion of mine, though. Yeah, Yvette, I agree with that, but I'm thinking like in some parts of the country, like maybe down south, I don't think they quite have as much variation between light and dark that we get up north. So, um, so for them, it's probably not as much of a big deal. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure Arizona does not change their clocks. They do not follow daylight savings, and because of where they're located, they can probably get away with that. And that's my thinking. But, anyways, it's just a preference of mine. I don't, I just hate changing the clocks. But that's my feeling. Crystal says she hates daylight savings time. Yvette says she would rather have it be lighter in the evening. Yeah, I agree. That's kind of how I feel about it anyways. Calvin, okay, you want a treat? I haven't given you one yet. All right, Calvin wants a treat. Oops, sorry. There you go, bud. So, opinions from anybody else in the chat? Let us know what you think about the time change. Do you guys feel it? Like, so I guess my next question would be like, do you notice it, on how your body feels? I guess I'll know that answer I think a little better tomorrow, but generally speaking, I do notice the hour difference. Today, not so much because I did sleep in a little bit longer than I would be able to, going to work. But tomorrow will be the real test. And I also think I do a little bit better with the fall back than I do with the spring forward. I noticed I seem to have a much harder time dealing with the time change come springtime. All right, Calvin. You can't sit there the whole time. Come on. Come on. What are you doing, cutie? Yeah, he is cute. He's trying to look cute because he figures he'll get some TREATS, right? Do you want another treat? Do you want another treat? Yeah, looking at the treats. Do you want another treat? Yeah, me too, Crystal. Let me tell you, as I get older, I have less tolerance for cold and winter. The temperature, just how it makes me feel, the fact that there's not much daylight, it is definitely, something that I think gets me down a little bit. But you know what? We also have the holiday season to look forward to. So hopefully, that'll be a bright time for everybody. Oh, hey, Kim. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Peter, he probably wouldn't go to sleep in your arms, but he would let you hold him. He likes to be held, but he probably wouldn't fall asleep. So, Kim, today's topic of conversation, we're talking about the time change. And so I had asked the folks in the chat how they felt about it, if they like it, if they think it's, beneficial, and sort of how you deal with it. Like, I was telling folks, like, I do notice it. I notice it a little bit less on the fall back than I do on the spring forward, but just trying to see how folks feel about that topic or just about time change in general. Oh, John Skelton, you're from South Africa. That's really cool. He says, we're too small of a country for daylight saving, but on the winter, I wish we did. Hate it when it's dark when I get home. My Boston hates it too. Yes. So, John, I agree with that. Winter's tough here because, especially up in the north, we'll only have like 7, 8 hours of daylight. I mean, I want to say maybe 8. It'll, maybe 9. Sorry. I keep going up, but so it'll probably, as we get closer to the winter solstice, it'll start getting darker still. So even at like 6:30, the sun may just be rising, and by 4:30, it's already set here. Yeah, Kim, good point. Yep. It's nice to get that extra hour of sleep. Obviously, it's only a 1 day thing, although, who knows? Sometimes folks, their body takes a little bit of time to adjust to that. So, you know, I may get tired at like 10 p.m. tonight because internally my clock thinks it's 11. And so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think tomorrow will be the true test for me on how my body reacts. Yes, that's true, Yvette. We could live somewhere where it's either total darkness or total light for too long of a period. I wouldn't want it that way either. So I think about even Alaska, in parts of Alaska during the summer, they may get like 22 hours of daylight. And I don't know how I could deal with that. I think my body would have a difficult time adjusting to 22 hours of daylight. Imagine trying to go to sleep and the sun's like out in full force. I don't know. I'd have a hard time with that. But maybe you get used to it if you live in a place like that. So, John Skelton, does that mean they don't turn back um, the clocks at all in South Africa? You guys just keep the same time um, all year round? I'm assuming that's what you mean. Yes, thanks, John. I have no choice. I will probably get up. I could be a little groggy tomorrow, but we'll make it work. Calvin just drooled on my sock. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Welcome in. Sorry I had to leave your premiere, but I enjoyed that restaurant you guys were, you know, uh, doing a rating on. It looked like there was a lot of cool pub food options there. Hey, Ed, how are you? Thanks for being here. We're just doing a quick live. Today, we're talking about the time change, and I'm just getting folks' opinion on how they feel about it. So it seems like most people aren't a fan, but understand why we do it. So I'm curious to know, how do you guys feel about the time change? Do you like it? Do you agree with it? Do you have a hard time adjusting? So, Kim, Calvin will. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Calvin's kind of lazy in the morning. Like, he has to do what I do. So, like, I'm fortunate where I can work from home a couple days per week. So, when I work from home, literally, he'll just stay sleeping. Like, so I'll be, working on my computer, and, maybe by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, he'll stir, get up, do his stretch, and then go to the door to let me know he wants to go out. But obviously, on the days that I go into the office, I have to leave earlier. So, he'll get up with me. I'll kind of get ready in the morning and do my thing, and then he'll get up when I'm getting ready to leave. I take him out to do his thing, and then, I leave. But he's kind of easy in the morning. I'm very fortunate. Oh, nice, Michelle. What kind of pizza? Okay, so that makes sense, Ed. So my rationale was that I don't love it because I actually rather have it be dark in the morning versus dark in the evening when I'm getting out of work. And so it's interesting how everybody has a different perspective on that. So does that mean you're the opposite when we move the clocks ahead in the fall? Do you not like that time change because it messes up your sort of schedule at that point? All right, Calvin, I'll give you one more treat. There you go. Nice job. Ooh, that sounds good, Michelle. Save me a slice. So, Ed and Michelle, when you guys come visit Foxwoods in a couple weeks and I see you, I know you guys talked about maybe leaving the casino and, taking a drive somewhere in the area to maybe check out some things. So we should talk about that before you get here to see maybe what you want to do. Obviously, I have a day off, so my thinking is that I'll probably meet you at the casino. I'll go to work that day, meet you at the casino for that evening, the day that I'm staying there, and then I'll have the next day off. Is kind of what I'm thinking, and so I could explore. Yep, that makes sense, Ed. Yeah, so before you jumped on, I was letting some folks here know that I think Arizona does not observe the time change. Like they don't do it. I don't know if any other states are like that, but I know they're one for sure. So, fun fact, depending on the time of year, they're either 2 hours behind me in the East Coast or 3 hours behind me. And so I'm guessing because they didn't turn the clock back, they're only 2 hours behind us now. So, yeah, I think so, Michelle, because I think I have the room booked Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you know this better than me. All I know is I booked the room for the day that I told you. So I think I have the room Tuesday night, and because it would be better for me to work on Tuesday, then meet you guys, Tuesday evening when I get out of work. We do what we do Tuesday evening. And then Wednesday, I'll take that day off and then, we can do all the exploring. Yeah, Rhode Island would be cool, Ed. Honestly, I think you would love it. Hopefully, the weather is as good as it has been here the last week. I mean, I know that's still a few weeks out, but just to give you an idea, it was 75 degrees on Halloween here. So if we could even get something like in the 60s, that would be amazing. I feel like the last time we did our exploration in Federal Hill, I think it was raining. Correct? If I'm not mistaken. All right, Calvin. I gave you two treats already. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Michelle, that's the way I think it's going to happen. So Tuesday, I'm going to work during the day. I'll meet you guys after. I'll go straight to Foxwoods and then, spend the night there. I'm pretty sure, like you said. And then Wednesday, when we get up and stuff, we can leave the casino and go do some exploring. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, Calvin, you got two treats in 20 minutes. All right, so it looks like we got about 14 on the chat, 10 thumbs up. Hey, TL Slots in Nature Dog Realms has joined the chat. Welcome in, guys. Hope you're having a great Sunday. We're just chatting a little bit about the time change, just getting everybody's opinion about it, whether they like it, whether they think, it makes sense, how you sort of respond to it. Like, do you have a hard time adjusting to the 1 hour difference? So that's sort of, kind of what the focus of today's chat is, mixed in with some other, chatting that has nothing to do with it. And of course, you get to see Calvin the whole time. And he got 2 treats. No, I didn't hear that, Ed. No, why is he in trouble? All right, Cal, I need some oat milk for my coffee. Yeah, so you're not too crazy about it, TL. Yeah, I'm not either. Do you have a hard time adjusting or not really? So now, in Rhode Island, sunset will probably be around 4:30 here at night, which is I'm still at work, and that's a bummer. Calvin, what are you looking for, honey? I don't have any treats up there. You guys will like this. I'm drinking out of my Boston Terrier coffee mug. Calvin's drooling. Calvin, why are you drooling, honey? All right, one more treat. 3 treats. So Ed, yeah, why did the owner get in trouble? Oh, you're saying right now she was pulled over drinking and driving and may lose her license to conduct business. Oh, I did not know that. Nice, Kim. Cheers to you. Hope you're enjoying that cup of coffee. This is my 3rd cup of the day. I usually don't have this many cups, but for some reason I just need a little extra. Unsweetened iced tea for Michelle. Laura does because she's up at 5 a.m. for work. Okay. Yeah, so I'm the opposite, TL. I'm not a huge fan of it. I hate waking up when it's like dark out. It's just, actually, I hate waking up when it's dark out, but I prefer to wake up when it's dark out versus losing the hour on the back end. I guess what I'm trying to say. So now when I get out of work at 5, it's already dark out. And so for me, that just alters my mood big time. Hello, Icon. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. So, Kim, what kind of coffee do you drink? So this time I made a K-cup. Oops, upside down. I had some Starbucks Cafe Verona. It's one of my favorite from Starbucks. I like the dark roast coffees. Yeah, I use oat milk, Tom and Laura, in my coffee, and no sweetener. I can't have any sugar in my coffee. It just doesn't taste good to me. So no sugar, and I generally use non-dairy creamer in my coffee. Yeah, Kim, that's how I feel too. Hey, Ann, how you doing? She says, hi, here it was last week. Only took a few days to get used to it. Still have to get up the same time for the animals no matter what the clock says. Yep, we do what we got to do for sure. And I agree with you. In a few days, it will be completely fine. I'll just be used to it for sure. So I want to thank you guys for being here. So we went live yesterday, and I mentioned during the live stream that for the month of November, we're going to try to go live frequently. I initially had made a goal of trying to go live every day, but I know that's not going to happen. So I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, as they say. But I am going to try to go live at least 10 to 12 times, maybe a few more times in this month. And every time we go live, We'll try to talk about a specific topic for that day. It could be something current events. It could be something completely, different, just like a topic in general. I had mentioned in the live stream, if there's things you want to talk about, drop us a comment on this live stream or, any one of our community posts. Let us know what you want to chat about, and we can chat about it. Laura loved her espresso. Tom drinks his coffee black. So I would love to get to coffee black, and I think I can get there. I think the way I need to do it is to just back off the creamer little by little, and I think eventually I can just, drink coffee black. It's probably the best way to drink it, to be honest with you. Yeah, thanks, Ed and Michelle. That's the goal, anyways. Calvin, why are you turning your butt to us? I don't have any treats over there. I don't have any treats. Your treats are over there. I've already given you 3. We'll give you 1 more for good luck, and then we're gonna have to jump off the stream because we said we're gonna keep it to 30 minutes. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So for the lives this month, outside maybe a couple of them where we may go a little longer, we're gonna try to keep the live streams to about 30 minutes max. Obviously, unless there's like really good conversation and it keeps going, but that's the thought process, anyways. You, this way. All right, I gave you 4 treats. That's too much. So football's coming on in 20 minutes, and so hopefully if you follow football, American football that is, and you have a team, hopefully your team does well today. Unless you happen to like the Tennessee Titans, then I hope your team doesn't do well because they're playing the team I root for. So so outside of that, I hope everybody's teams does well. Colts play tonight. Yes, they're playing Minnesota. So that should be a good game. I'll probably watch that. Oh, so Kim, who do I root for? I root for the New England Patriots. And so we had a good 20-year run there, but the last couple of years have been rough. But as they say, all good things come to an end. So hopefully we can, turn things around pretty quickly. We are encouraged by our rookie quarterback. He's looked pretty good, but they need some more support for him. He can't do it all by himself. We have really poor wide receivers, and so that's a position they definitely need to improve. And then they also need to improve their offensive line. So those are all the guys that sort of protect the quarterback. We kind of have a weak offensive line, so a lot of times our quarterbacks are running for their lives, unfortunately. Hey, Murphy, the Boston Terror. Welcome in. I love the name. Thanks for being here. So Tom and Laura, I know you guys are Colts fan. How do you feel about the quarterback change? I heard they benched Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco, and the reason why I know that very well is because Anthony Richardson was on my fantasy football team, and so I had to put him on the bench because he's not playing. But it seems like Flacco was doing really well. I also have Michael Pittman on my team, and I feel like he did much better with Flacco as the quarterback versus Anthony Richardson. Do I think Belichick would have done better? I don't know. Hard to say. I mean, of course, he's a great coach. I do feel like he sort of lost the players the last year or so. So really hard to say. I mean, Mayo definitely, you could tell he's a rookie coach. He has a lot to learn. He's made some mistakes, but really we just don't have a good team. So, I'm not going to blame him for all of the issues. We just don't have good enough players, and that's the bottom line. So they just have to improve. I'll judge him once he gets better players, and if he can't win with them, then, then I would say he wasn't the right choice for the job. I also have Taylor on my fantasy football team. I went heavy with the Colts. So it's kind of been an up or down thing for me because Pittman didn't really do well with Richardson. Jonathan Taylor was hurt for a couple of weeks, so I couldn't even play him. So I'm really hoping that they come back healthy for the second half of the year. Oh, Yvette, you're speaking my language. So yes, I have. I actually had you can't see it now, but that was a little bowl of soup that my mom made. I have very little bit of turkey chili left in my fridge that I made on Monday, and I have a couple of packets of hot cocoa right here. So funny that you mentioned three things that I actually have either in my fridge or on the counter. So, anyways, all right. As promised, we've been on for 31 minutes and 8 seconds. So we're going to wrap it up here. And want to thank you guys for joining. Thank you for sharing your opinions about the time change. It seems like there's a mixed reaction on it, which I expected. Calvin got 4 treats on the deal, which was pretty good for him. And so, yeah, for those of you watching football today, good luck to your teams. And go Pat. So we'll see you guys soon in another video, real soon, probably sometime this week. So watch out for any announcements we make on the channel. All right? Have a great Sunday, everybody. Bye-bye.